weekend news. Last of Us leaked. The Last of Us has accessibility options. PlayStation Plus with no DLC. And Xbox and Discord add integration. Extra, hear all about it. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast, where we definitely don't think about our insignificance, not only in the podcasting realm, not just on the planet, but how we are just a grain in the sand of the universe, just biding our time until the moment the Grim Reaper allows our old, decrepit bodies to take its last breath, and we are forgotten forever. That would be crazy. I'm the Dean of Games, the Dean Slater, if you're on Twitter or Twitch, and joining me is twitch.tv/LMJ the Hitman Landon.
Pew pew, I'm here. That was quite the introduction. Deep. You're getting deep on here.
This was that intro I mentioned that I was going to do, and then you told me that you had a relative die, and I was like, maybe you shouldn't do this one this week.
Yeah, that might have been the wrong timing on that one, man. Yeah, good call.
And sitting in my lap, we have Gavin.
What's up, Big Daddy?
This is Extra, your weekly gaming news podcast covering the news leading up to Sunday, July 24th, 2022. And if you like us, you can go to patreon.com/thebriefingroom. Let's get to some news. Alright, so the first of our news stories is Last of Us remake leaks. Nick Baker, co-founder of Xbox Era, on Twitter posted 3 clips, which amounted to about 6 minutes. And there was other footage that was released by another source as well. But out of Nick Baker's clips, the first clip was Joel and Ellie in a shootout. Second clip was Joel upgrading weapons. Third clip was gunplay in the library. They also included screenshots, controller layout, and graphic modes. The big thing that has everyone talking, though, is it does not look like the gameplay has been updated to modern era gameplay.
Oh, I so was hoping you were not
Hey,
going to say that.
What do you mean by that?
He means that in The Last of Us Part 2, a lot of the mechanics and changed, as in you play as Ellie.
Right.
She's smaller. She can crawl underneath cars. She can swivel between small buildings or thin places. She can climb up things easier. She's more agile.
Right.
I was just kind of hoping that they would just add that into this one, at least the bare minimum of being able to lay all the way down and crawl through the grass and stuff. She could do so much psyop shit. It was awesome. The combat and gameplay in The Last of Us 2 was such an improvement from the last game. And I thought the first game was pretty good, but I'd rather have the new stuff. That's disappointing.
Yeah. And gameplay just has evolved in general in, 8
Since
years.
2013, yeah.
Yeah.
9
So,
years. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 years. Shit. We're old.
God, I feel it.
But yeah, so, yeah, that's my big thing too, is, I can see how they would be like, okay, Joel's older, he's bulkier, he can't move as fast. I could see them being like that.
Yeah.
But, like I mentioned, gameplay has evolved, and this is supposed to be a ground-up remake. So why didn't they just update, some of the, to a more flowing style that a lot of gameplay nowadays have?
On the flip side of that, though, if they had tried that, they could have royally fucked it up. Because game companies do that.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
always scary when they try to change something from an original game. It's like,
game companies do that. I have a lot of faith in Naughty Dog, but them trying to push the narrative that this is not a remaster, this is a remake, and this is not just a cash grab. This news story particularly does not favor what they're trying to promote.
Yeah, no, 100% it's just a remaster.
Yeah.
I mean, a very beautiful remaster. I mean, Demon's Souls came out in 2011, and then they had the 2020 PS5 version, and it is night and day difference. And I'm sure this will be too. But that game's just not that old, and it still holds up if you ask me. Like the first one is still good.
It'll probably be a night and day difference from PS3 area to PS5 area, but
it originally released. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
You're good.
I was just gonna say, it originally released on PS3, and then they did a remaster for it on PS4.
Yeah.
And it was a dramatic difference there, so I don't know why they need to do that again.
They're going the Skyrim route.
Yeah. Now I will say, they did add some stuff, which we'll get into in the next story, but that makes it so that they did add some stuff to the game. But the question is, with the stuff they added and the graphics, is it really worth the new $70 price tag? Is the big question.
No.
No.
Unless you didn't have it beforehand.
Well, so the people, I mean, that game has reached a large audience, but there is still, like, a lot of people that took their time to switch from Xbox to PS4. I feel like a lot of people might have switched from Xbox to PS4 in this last generation. And whether it be late or in the beginning of it, there's a lot of people who probably haven't got to it yet. So I guess, like, if you're just now getting a PS5, which isn't very many people, then this would be the game for it. And whenever the show comes out, I'm sure that'll help push more sales as well. The show will show people like, wow, this is a video game? I might want to try this. And then try the best and newest version of that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When I look up Joel from The Last of Us, it says played by Pedro Pascal, and I know that's wrong.
Well, that's the HBO show.
Troy Baker, there we go.
Yeah, Troy Baker is the voice actor.
Well, it says Pedro Pascal and then Rolando Roy.
Yeah, I don't know what Rolando Roy is, but yeah, Pedro Pascal is Joel in the HBO show.
Got you.
Which is exciting. He's a good actor. I still have my reservations about the show and whether or not the show will do enough to separate itself from the video game, because video game, it's not like TV shows and video games are not as different as, say a book and a movie. So, like, you don't need to change. You need to change more because they're so close in storytelling style and so forth. Whereas, you don't necessarily need to change a whole lot with movies and books and stuff. But
I mean, the thing about, like, books to movies is that you have a lot more creative freedom there because it's all up to interpretation as to how you see it in your own mind. But when you have a game and you're going to a movie, like, you have the material right there in front of your eyes. It's not as different, so they need to do something to make it so people that did play the game have something that they're like, oh, what's going to happen here? The suspense, and not just be like, oh, I can't wait till this person gets brutally killed, Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so continuing on the conversation of Last of Us, some of the screenshots I mentioned that were posted by Nick Baker, they show that there's over 30 accessibility... It's my phone. Over 30 accessibility options are seen, and those accessibility options are broken into 4 categories: combat, screen reader and audio cues, navigation and traversal, and finally, motion sickness. So for motion sickness, it's stuff like you can change the field of view, you can change the motion blur. Navigation and traversal, you can you can have puzzles already unlocked. Is something I thought I saw. I need to pull up the tweet exactly, but yeah, so let's see.
I don't remember all the options. Like I said, I have to pull it up real quick. But yeah, what do you guys think of the accessibility? Because I have my whole accessibility spiel I always go into. But
well, I think accessibility is always a great thing. I mean, more. This just increases the chances of more and more people to play the game. And I honestly should be like things like this just need to be more of the standard moving forward for more and more games. Because everybody wants to play video games. Everybody deserves to play video games, no matter what problems they come into. I mean, there's people that use their mouth to play Call of Duty, so...
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, wasn't there like a clip of some dude that like he doesn't have any arms, so he plays Call of Duty with his feet or something, and he like just destroys lobbies.
Yeah, it's they can be real good players too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly, these accessibility options are pretty good. The kind of seems like they're competing with what's the Ratchet and Clank studio, Insomniac. Like, Insomniac has like probably the best accessibility options I've seen in anything. There's just tons and tons of things they offer. But I honestly like Naughty Dog and Insomniac, they're like the best at this.
Right.
So, for the combat accessibility, you have hostages don't escape, allies don't get grabbed, enemies don't flank, reduced enemy perception, reduced enemy accuracy, invisibility, weapon sway, slow motion, and tinnitus sound. For screen reader and audio cues, you have cinematic descriptions, traversal audio cues, combat audio cues, combat vibration cues, audio volumes, audio cue glossary. For navigation, you have navigation assistance, traversal assistance, ledge guard, enhanced listen mode, infinite breath, and skip puzzle option. And then motion sickness, you have motion blur, camera distance, field of view, full screen effects, and persistent center dot to help you keep your focus on the center for people that have focus issues.
Gotcha.
So, as I've mentioned before, my youngest daughter has auditory and visual sensitivities. And so I've always been a big accessibility guy. And yeah, just, that's the one thing I'll say about this remake is accessibility can't be just plastered at the end of game development. It has to be added from the beginning. And so that's one positive of this remake. Say what you will about whether or not they should have updated the gameplay or whatever, but yeah, I do like that they went in and they're like, okay, first things first, what do we want to do with accessibility? And they moved from there.
Well, one negative story and then one positive story, so it's a wash so far.
And we will turn our heads to the more negative side with this next story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is also PlayStation. PlayStation Plus, no DLC. This is an issue with how the PlayStation Store's backend works, which, as we know, PlayStation is not known for thinking ahead when it comes to their backend. As we've mentioned before with PS3 and PS4, with the names and the PS3 not being able to be ported to other consoles because of the cell processor or whatever the fuck. So if a player already owns the base PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, they cannot claim the Integrate bundle that is on PS Plus with their PS Plus subscription. It gives an error that the bundle conflicts with their version. This has been kind of an issue before with people not being able to just buy the Integrate bundle if they already have the base version. but it hasn't really been a big deal because they can just buy it for $20, which is what it would have cost if they had just bought, Remake, Integrate, by itself instead of porting their PS4 version over. But now it's free with their subscription and they can't access it. So what do you guys think about that?
PlayStation be on their bullshit lately.
Yeah, they have been on their bullshit. I already see you have it in the next store. I was going to mention something else. PlayStation has been on their bullshit, and that's not a good look, especially when you're trying to make your new basic Games Pass service. Like you're trying to make like waves and show, this is not the brighter side of what this service has to offer at all. It's making them look dumb, and I don't know. Only thing I gotta say is that Stray is a positive, but this is not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be talking all about Stray when we get to the post show. Listen, PlayStation needs to start thinking about this shit ahead of time. That's all I really have to say is, like, just a little forethought, like with the PlayStation ID thing. It's like, people are going to grow out of the name they initially gave their PlayStation, ID. So they're going to want to change it at some point. Why didn't you make that? Why did you tie their trophies to their name in such a way that if they change their name, they lose trophy data?
I didn't lose trophy data.
Yeah, I mean, they end up fixing it, but that's why you couldn't change your name for the longest time, is because that's how it was tied, the way they tied it together on the back end. They ended up making a workaround, like you mentioned, and you can now change your name without much issue at all, but it's like, why did they have to go back and make that workaround? Why couldn't they just implement that from the start?
Yeah,
the cell processor we've mentioned before. Like, even with PlayStation Plus, you cannot just download a PS3 game. If you're playing a PS3 game, you've got to play it through cloud because the cell processor makes it impossible for them to fully port the game over or some shit like that.
Like, it just seems like they're all sitting in this meeting room getting high off their ass, and then like, it'd be great. And then they make their argument, and they're like, "It's done. It's done. We got it. It's fine." And then they just forget about it, and they're like, "Oh wait, shit, this is a problem. When does this happen?"
Right. You're supposed to be on top of that. You got to be on top of that.
Right.
Well, I mean, and it could just also be kind of. I don't necessarily want to like blame all Japanese companies, but it could be also a Japanese company thing, because like Nintendo put out a tweet. It wasn't a big enough story for me to add to the doc, but that Ethernet USB dongle that they had, because they never had an Ethernet port on the original Switch dock, they put out a tweet not to use that Ethernet dongle anymore for your base Switch, because the security of that USB dongle has been compromised. And it's like, why didn't you think about that before?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just have an Ethernet in the year of our Lord 2017 when you released your damn console? Why didn't you have a Ethernet port? That's like
everything before it had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just Sony that makes these weird decisions. It seems like the Japanese console makers in general are just like, hey, we're going to do what we do and not think about the consequences of that.
They got too big of an ego, so now that they can do anything they want without any consequence.
I do think they have a big ego right now. Their Switch is selling so much. They're just like, maybe we just don't do anything ever again.
And then Sony on top of that has won last generation, is looking to win this generation, as far as sales numbers. And so it's like, we can do whatever we want. It's like with the PlayStation 3, they had so much success with PS1, PS2, they're like, hey, we can release a $600 console.
$900 depending on the version you bought.
Yeah, for, just in 2006 when when the world was in the middle of a recession, let's just release a brand new video game console for $600 to $900.
Jesus. Go get a second job, they said.
Right.
Dude, they literally said that. They literally said, "Go get a second job if you can't afford it. Go get a second job. You're willing to play."
Speaking of like jobs and money and shit, so my little brother got himself a PS5.
Yeah,
he had put himself in a queue a year ago. And it was such a long queue that they said like, "Hey, yeah, we'll email you whenever it's your time in line. That way you can get a PS5." He's like, "All right." A year fucking later, he gets an email. And he's like, I forgot I did this. And I was like, it's a good thing you have money for it right now. And then he spent the money on the fucking PlayStation. He goes like, man, I need to go to the bank because now I don't have any more money in my bank account. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes like, I haven't cashed my checks in the last like 3 months. I'm like, what? Why? No, go cash your checks. And he texted me last night. He goes like, I have $3,000 now.
Whoa, dude, what?
He works at Sonic.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Congratulations on his PS5 though.
Yeah, I would love
year waiting list. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I would love to have a PS5, but yeah, no, I'll probably get it when supplies are up and I can just buy it whenever.
So when you're in your 90s?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just also this whole, and this also is partly this whole upgrade situation they have from PS4 to PS5. With Xbox, you just put in your Xbox One game and you have into your Series X and you have the Series X version. It just registers, oh, they own that game. Let's just give you the upgraded version. Right. PlayStation, they're like, okay, so first you have to install your PS4 game onto your PS5, and then you have to then go through the options to get the PS5 game so you can uninstall your PS4 version of the game. Oh, but if you want to upgrade, you have to pay an additional $20 to $30 to upgrade to the PS, it's just...
Unless it's explicitly stated in the game, like, hey, you get a free upgrade with this shit.
Yeah, no, it's just... That's part of the issue, too, is that they're like, no, we're gonna charge you, no matter what, to play a game you already own.
So stupid.
So let's move on to another happy story, which to even things out, make the yin yang thing we're doing.
Just taking us on an emotional roller coaster, dog.
Even out. So Xbox and Discord add integration. On the Xbox console, you can see who is in call and who is speaking, as well as switch between Discord and game chat. You can select Try Discord Voice on Xbox in Parties and Chat menu, and then link your accounts. You will need to use the mobile Discord app to initially open things up, and then from there you can do stuff on Xbox, because the Xbox still does not have a Discord app itself. Previously, Sony announced a big partnership with Discord, but things have been a little slow in that partnership rollout.
Because they on that bullshit.
They are on that bullshit. I read this, dude. I was like, wait, what? I was back in like November, December, and PlayStation was like, "Yo, we just signed like some $2 billion deal with Discord to be fully integrated with the PS5 console." And I was like, "Well, fucking hell yeah, that's gonna be huge." I mean, I'm glad that Xbox has this as well. That's just going to make things better for
Yeah.
everybody. That everybody can just hop on Discord, whether you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, and you're playing Call of Duty or any Fortnite, whatever game that's got crossplay, and all your friends can really, for real, be in a party together with clear, great audio, and have a lot more control over how everybody sounds, how who you want to hear, and the mute people. That's awesome. That's going to be phenomenal. But the fact that I'm reading about Xbox, who hasn't signed a $2 billion deal with Discord, has more information than Sony does from a year ago, that's crazy to me. That's insane. I was immediately mad. I was like, I really want Discord on my PlayStation. That would help with my streaming as well, like a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would change things for me, and I'd really like it. So to read it on Xbox, more power to Xbox, but damn, what a letdown.
So, I actually accidentally just basically streamed myself on Discord. I think it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Because my wife's like, hey, we should play Fall Guys together. And I was like, yeah, we can do that. So I'm playing Fall Guys, and, I have the game, I have the game up initially. And then my game crashed, and I had to restart. And so, because of the way I have to set up OBS for Fall Guys, it won't let me set it up, so I just have it as as a window record. It is the screen record. So when it crashed, I switched before I closed the game because it was just locked up. I went and switched to full cam, then exited out of the game and restarted. I thought I switched it back, but I didn't. So it's just basically me. I streamed like 2 hours with it just on full cam and me talking to Angela about the game that no one can see.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it big, and then somebody 20 years online is gonna find that like the deepest, darkest parts of the web. Like, hey, look at this dumb shit.
Yeah. No, I was like, and after she exited out, I was like, okay, time to switch to the next game. I go to switch. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So yeah. Yeah, just it's great. Initially, when I first heard how you have to do the whole Discord thing, I was like, this is like the fucking Nintendo Voice app. Like, the way they had that set up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I was reading more and more, I was like, okay, no, it's not quite that egregious.
I also thought it was going to be like that when I first read it. I was like, oh, is this also like the Nintendo thing? But no. Discord knows how to make a really good product. So, like, their service is quite, like, pretty good compared to, like, everything else. Like, totally threw Skype in the trash can in the last, 5 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, what was it? It was, I saw a post, and they go, it was something like, they tweeted at Microsoft, and they go, okay, so it's Discord purple, Zoom white, Skype ? And Microsoft tweeted back at them, and they're like, Skype blue. And the person replied, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, Skype blew a 10-year lead. And then Microsoft blocked them.
That's fantastic.
Twitter is a hellscape most times, but every now and then you get a gem.
That's phenomenal.
I still get more activity, from my posts on Twitter than I do other social media platforms. But not that I post a whole lot on any social media platform anyway. But
Right.
oh, hopefully they can add a Discord app to Xbox so you don't have to use the mobile. I think this might have just been like let's get this out the door so we can focus on the Sony shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give Sony an out on this one, but there's probably a good chance that the reason we haven't heard anything is that it is supposed to be fully integrated into the Sony console. So, like, I fully expect them to have a huge UI rework somehow, where there's literally just a Discord option, or anytime I go to a party, like, all the party chats were just naturally Discord instead on Sony. That would be ideal. Like, there's no regular party chat anymore. It's just Discord on PlayStation is what I'm hoping for.
And then crossplay. It's going to be great for crossplay. So if you have someone playing on PlayStation, but someone's playing with them in a party on Xbox, instead of trying to figure out how to use party chat between those two consoles, they can just flat out use Discord.
That's what we had to do when I first got up here, when I was playing Dead by Daylight with a bunch of my previous buddies. Because they were all on Xbox.
Yeah.
But I was on PlayStation. So we all had to just go into a Discord call.
Yeah, right now it's still the best way. It's just kind of annoying because you have to get on Discord on either your phone or on the computer, and you're pretty much tied to having that device near you.
Yeah, I ended up having Discord on my phone with my headset plugged into the phone, and then had it sitting like this with one ear off so I could hear the TV. And then I had to do like touch to speak, because if I didn't, they would just be able to hear my game.
Yeah.
Which did not go well when we were doing Kill Your Friends, and I was the killer.
Yeah. There's some things where I think touch to speak is, useful, but I just by default have it sense my voice.
Right.
Man. So that's that.
That's that.
If you liked, or even if you didn't like this podcast, make sure to do all of the things, like hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and hitting the bell on youtube.com/XofPlays, or giving it a high rating on whatever podcast service you use so you can find like-minded people. Be sure to tell people about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. And I brought it up before, but on patreon.com/thebriefingroom, you can financially support the show and get cool rewards as well. That's all from us. Take care.
Toodaloo.